Well, friends, how you doing? Day 1482. Hope you're doing amazing and enjoying the holiday season. Officially, we are now getting more sunlight every single day if you're in the northern hemisphere. Since yesterday was this winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. Anyway, I want to come in and just talk about a post that I actually saw, and it talked about the question: is it healthy to be friends with your ex? And some of you may have a very strong stance. Maybe you might be thinking, as soon as you hear the question, like, no, you cannot be friends with your ex. When I'm done, I'm done. Fair, it's all good. And others might be like, well, you can still be friends if you end things amicably, and if you're mature enough, right? And so, and the truth is, the answer really lies kind of in between the two answers, really. Very few things are actually black and white. From my experience, anyways. It's just my opinion. You take what you want, leave what you don't like. But yeah, very things are very black and white that I found as the more that I've grown up and come across different situations, different people, and experiences. I used to be a very black and white guy, to be honest. When I thought something was, for example, relationships, I see people in a very toxic, unhealthy relationship. I'm like, why are you still in it? Like, why don't you just end it? But as I had more experience with myself and learned more about people in general, people are more emotional than they are logical. And so we form attachments where we do a lot of things based on our emotion rather than actually logic. And so in the post, going back to the post itself, he talked about two things that are important, whether or not you can be friends with your ex and have it be healthy. And so the two things are, number one, emotional maturity, and number two, romantic clarity. And so, obviously, there are other stuff as well, right? But let's just start with those things. So emotional maturity. Essentially, can you be happy for your ex if they're actually with somebody else, instead of being jealous or envious of them? Do you have the maturity to be actually truly let go and want them to be happy? Many people, they can't. They're not mature yet emotionally to be able to handle that. No judgment. Everyone is just wherever they're at in their journey called life, the journey of growth. And I get it. It's not easy, especially when you've had a very strong connection or maybe a long relationship, right? It could be a number of factors. And then romantic clarity. Essentially, it's about having boundaries. And just the question is, are you staying friends with the ex because of the possibility of actually getting back together in the future? And that has to be clarified between the two people, right? And the truth is, a lot of people will give their opinions. You'll have a lot of input coming in if you ask people. But the truth is, only two people know how the relationship actually is and was. That's you and your ex, period. And at the end of the day, you have to make a choice. You get to make a choice if you want that person in your life still or not. Because advice from other people can only go so far. Typically, people will actually project their experiences onto you. And so take other people's advice with a grain of salt, right? At the end of the day, only you know what's best for you. And so, again, there's lots of different factors. For example, what if you ended it in an amicable way, right? You just kind of grew apart, but you still love each other, right? As like human beings, as people. Can you still be friends? That's up to you to decide. Or maybe it ended because of betrayal. Somebody cheated on the other person. Question is, do you want a friend like that? A bigger question is, are you able to forgive and move forward? Because nobody is perfect. And the thing is, whatever anybody does to you has nothing to do with you. Let me say that again. Anything somebody does has nothing to do with you. It may have hurt you, but it had nothing to do with you. They had issues. And most likely, they were either unaware of it or they have not been willing to address it yet. we've all got issues, me included. Okay, we all have issues. The question is, have you been willing to work through them, reflect on your past, because that's where it all stems from, and actually grow through it, and and heal from your childhood wounds or from your past, right? And of course, again, if you have kids, it's a little more can be more complicated, right? But it's important that if you do have kids, that if you're able to co-parent in a healthy way, right? That means not speaking ill of your ex. I know, again, if you do that, you're only hurting the kids. You may think you're hurting your partner, you're not. You're actually hurting your own kids. And so it's just something for you to think about. But again, right, if you are going to be friends, then having clear boundaries is actually very important. What's okay, what's not okay. And also, what happens if you have a new partner? Are they okay with you being friends with the ex? If not, they are probably insecure about something. Right? Maybe they had experience in the past where they had an ex cheat on them or shady behavior. Right? So, are you able to respect, their past experiences and have a conversation? It's really about having a conversation, right? We all have wounds. We all have stuff that needs to be healed. The question is, can you have the conversation with your current partner or your future partner about expectations, boundaries, and, if you even want to be in each other's lives, right? But yeah, obviously this is a topic that can go really deep in a lot of different ways. But at the end of the day, ultimately you choose, right? Do you want your ex to be in your life or not? Maybe they're a phenomenal person. There's a reason why you actually got together in the first place. If you're a healthy person, they're probably a good person. If you were a toxic person, you might have attracted a toxic person as well, right? Insecure, what have you, issues, right? Again, but we all have issues. But at the end of the day, whether you become friends with your ex, that's up to you, right? There's no right or wrong answer. It depends on the context. It depends on the person's maturity and establishing clear boundaries and being able to respect those boundaries. Okay? But anyways, I just thought it was a very interesting subject. One last thing I will kind of just put out there is, like, if you are a black and white person like I was in my younger years, I would just challenge you. Why? You were so adamant on certain things. It's not just this topic. It could be anything, right? Because again, most things are actually gray. They're not black and white. You just need to understand the context, right? If you say it's black and white, you can't kill somebody. Well, what if someone's trying to kill you and you kill somebody by self-defense? Is it black and white? Obviously, killing anybody is not a good thing, right? But again, context matters. Very few things are very black and white. Most things are gray. So, I encourage you to try not to judge anybody. Try not to be the judge and jury, but try to understand. I think if we had more people who try to understand each other and just have more understanding, empathy, just put in more kindness, more love in the world, oh my gosh, what type of world can we create together, my friends? But that's all for tonight. I hope you're doing amazing, enjoying the holiday season, and I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.